So about 100 years, well, over 100 years ago, July 18, 1912, this was found in the New York Times. It's called Suicide in the Subway. It's for Ben Siegell. Young man jumps in front of train at 59th Street. A young man about 32 years old who the police say is Sam Siegell, 113 St. Mark's Place, threw himself in front of a southbound subway train in the 59th Street station about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon and was killed. The motorman, James Strock, saw Siegell fall and immediately put on the brakes, but 2 cars had passed over the body before the train could be stopped. Then the body was taken from between the rails where it lay, and patrolman James Wall of the 68th Street station was called in from the street above. There had been 2 spectators of the act on the platform, but they had disappeared. So the motorman Strock was the only witness. In the pockets of the dead man were found pictures of a baby, several letters in Romanian, and $2 in money. America, stop honking, I know what I'm doing. Upon yawning commute for the 9 a.m., the reluctance of a real-world lesson. Nearly 100 birds, a species small and gray, urban, name unknown to knowledge, swooped about in unison above the still accepted weight at light of red. Finally, something natural, worthwhile, introducing change to my mundane. Flight school, artwork in the open air. Swift wheeling maneuvers behind each unidentifiable and momentary leader, anonymous but for milliseconds. The decision maker switches every time direction does. The useful beauty of anyone initiating a new acrobatic, no matter how ephemeral. In the sight of which, overwhelming the well, feeling lately like I've been typing into a typewriter without paper. Never wanted a light to stay red so bad before in all my life. All right, so I do visual things, as you noticed. So see this one? Kind of looks like a guitar. I'm not going to read that one. I'm reading the one next to it. A couple years ago, a band called Galactic. Anyone ever heard of Galactic?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. They played at a venue in Philly called the TLA. Boom. This is for you. All right. Word moves. Tor words. Words with eyes open and mouths about to. Direction words. Start here, head down, turn left, up. 2 miles in a U-turn, retrace, turn right. Grocery list words. Pick this up and this. Oh, and don't forget this. Put a re, R-E, before new. After a space, add Orleans. And crushed, you've got memorial words. Constructive words. The t-shirt words of a saxophonist in a quintet from a mending Delta City. Jazz, funk, yeah, word fusion, song building, song storming, rocking. Crowds of words. True word wings and roll word concerts. Word tickets to word parties. Eventful words and all the words attending. Cute girl words. Stunning loveliness word eyelashes. Applause for word rhythms and bold word drumming. Beat controlling time words. Bouncing, towering wow words. That moly is holy wow words. With knowledge of not enough words, you gotta allow the wows. But from where do all these words come? Useless words, instrumental only words, words picked out of the crowd. There are bands I love that never sing a word. Okay. This is called Pass Fail. In his head, Friday, 1963, America. Pop's teaching experience of 21. Only a veteran of marriage to mother for exactly 5 days. October 25 in the selective service has him. Standing on a line in his underwear and Lower Manhattan's 100 Whitehall Street. Plus, at front of this line he's on, a bunch of bodies getting blood siphoned into vials. My father's jiggling, like 20 guys just passed out. Everybody's laughing, and the army guys, you know how they get, all yelling and screaming, making everybody turn around and shut up. A few hours further in all this, after they graded his intelligence test, my father's sitting one-on-one in a small office at a small desk, with a guy in tight uniform holding up his scores in a militant right hand. You just graduated with a BS in accounting from NYU, the guy says, and did this lousy? Heaviness jiggles again. After he'd finished the draft's written exam, my father comes out of Whitehall's testing room to walk into a guy named Rob Johnson, an old Flushing High 1959 frat brother, a guy he hadn't seen in like 4 years, and they start holy shitting each other, shaking hands. Their reunion picks up from shared realities of just graduating college And Rob goes, so, how'd you do on that written exam? My dad whispers, I purposely flunked it. Rob's like, why? My dad says, because I didn't want to be a forward artillery observer in Vietnam. Holy shit, Rob is shocked. Why didn't I think of that, he says. My father then said he never saw the guy again. How y'all doing? Y'all still with me? Everybody good? All right, a few more. Just to show, this is one of the spreads. The poem comes first. Forget the visual, right? You can't see what they look like if I'm going like that. But when I'm lucky, when it works, I'm able to create another extension, you know? And I dig that. So you know you're at work, you're on Gmail, you're on GChat, you're bored, you're just chatting with a friend, right? You're emailing and whatnot. This is GChat wildebeest. Matt, what you up to tomorrow? Me. Got to go to work and act like the excuse I gave today for taking off was actually real. Matt, I meant after work. I think that's funny. Thanks. All right. One of the things I love about living in Philly is if you walk a few blocks in any given direction, there's going to be a park. And one day I was walking through a block, and the kids at this park just gave me this poem. It's called Kaleidoscope for Slideshow Glow. Undergoing growing up, the kids today are throwing up. They're easygoing, showing how they're not for slowing down. By throwing up their teddy bears of love and fluff and all the sewing stuff of our today, their teddy bears are showing up atop the playground spiral slide and sliding down. The shining coil knowing now of how these brilliant children are all laughing, while they're throwing up their signal flares to teddy bears to tumble down the playground spiral slide and then again. All the while growing up, the kids today are cracking up, their frowns now upside down and on the up and up. Thanks.